Seniors, Language Learning and the Digital Divide by Anthony James Baltiro. The first thing we need to know is, what is the digital divide? To me, the digital divide is the gap between those with access to meaningful technologies and those without access to technologies, or that lack the education or know-how to be able to use the technology. How does the digital divide affect people? This is in a few different ways. It denies some of the population access to life-enhancing technologies. It limits the ability for some to interact and communicate with friends and loved ones. And it creates a vacuum of information that is only available to those with access to technology. What is the impact of the divide? Let's look at our own country. Poor and minority families in the United States are less likely to have access to a computer and broadband internet connection at home and less likely to have the necessary skills and knowledge to meaningfully use these resources. How does the divide affect seniors specifically? It limits their access to current information. Access to technology can enhance the quality of life for seniors. It limits interactions with family and limits their ability to lead a more participatory life. How does the digital divide affect language learners? It affects them in a few ways. Many effective ways of learning a language are technology-based. We know this through the advancements in language software such as Rosetta Stone. It limits access to communicating to speakers of their target language. Basically, if people learning a new language do not have access to speakers of that language, it's going to be much harder to learn the language. And last, most teachers use technology-based methods for language teaching. So if students are taking language classes and teachers are using technologies that the students are unaware of or do not know how to use, it's going to make the process much harder. So the real question is, how do we close the digital divide? This can be in multiple ways. One is raise awareness of the digital divide, educate people how to use new technology, and utilize community support. With these three main things, it should be possible to bridge the gap between the digital divide. So the first one, raising awareness of the divide. People need to become aware of the digital divide and how important access to technology is. Most people are unaware of the amount of people that do not have access to meaningful technology. Awareness can be raised through public outreach events and word of mouth. Second, educating people about technology. It would be a good idea to collaborate with schools to teach students and parents how to use computers and other technology. Teach people how using technology can benefit their lives. Utilizing community support. Locate resources in the community that offer free access to computers and the internet. Encourage community involvement in outreach efforts. Create local events to provide others in the community with access to technology. My analysis. I feel that there are two main things that need to be considered if we want to bridge this gap. First is access to the technology. Without access to meaningful technology, it's going to be pretty impossible to end this divide. And more importantly, people need to know how to use the technology. Without proper education, it's going to be almost pointless. You'll see a lot of people using technology but not in a way to benefit their lives. So again, it's all about the access to technology, and more important, becoming educated and knowing how to use the technology.